Well, well, well. It's that time again. We're back with week 3 of official Krunker Q&As. This week, I once again had the pleasure to chat with Sidney and asked him 10 of your questions that you asked on Twitter, Reddit, or the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this week's video as much as I did. So, without further ado, let's get started with the first question of week 3. Johnny Mastro asks, will there ever be a KR sending integration built into trades to prevent the numerous KR scam issues?
So no, this isn't something we're planning to do simply because it would make the market redundant, I feel like, and it would change the way trades are done as well. I think the skin for skin trade gives each skin, some sort of direct value, whereas if we allow people to just send crunkies through trades, I think it might actually encourage scamming more. But it's something to think about, but not. I don't think we're gonna add that anytime soon. But just to add to that, I think the best way to not get scammed is to just do direct trades where you're getting what you want directly and you're not telling someone, hey, I'll send you some KR first and then you can send me the skin. Obviously, that's an easy way to get scammed. I think just trade skins of equal value or, have the KR in escrow somewhere. So use some kind of middleman that you trust or, there's plenty of ways not to get scammed. I don't think we're going to implement anything to help with that on the KR trading side.
And next question comes from TCH, and TCH asks, I was wondering, will there ever be an option in the settings to disable other players' vanities?
So we've thought about this before, and the reason we haven't done it was because the whole reason for doing spins and spending crunkies is to have cosmetics to show off. And I feel like this setting would allow people to obviously hide those, which would make the cosmetics a lot less valuable because you never know who's going to disable them. So I don't think we're going to do that. But if you're concerned about performance and things like that, I think we're going to spend some time optimizing the performance of certain cosmetics.
And for question number 3, Awesome Boy Gaming asks, how do bug bounties work? And is the bug report channel in Krunker Bunker the best way to submit a bug?
So we do have the email, the krunker@yendis.ch, where you can just reach out, but this is not specifically for bugs. So if there's any glitches or things where you can get outside of the map, the bug bounties is more so for exploits where someone finds something in the code or some way to exploit the game that they shouldn't be able to. And then that's what those bug bounties are for. And we usually pay them for that. So you can reach out via email or try to reach us directly on Discord or my Instagram or whatever. I'm usually trying to respond to as many things as I can.
And for question number 4, I honestly love this question, and it's from Lots of Free Time, and that is, was Quickscope.io originally a boredom project, or did you know it would be popular?
I wouldn't say a boredom project. I mean, at the time we already had like Moo.io and a bunch of other games. I think Quickscope was kind of built off of the back of Vertix and Carnage.io, two of my older games. But I just figured like there should be something kind of like CS, but in the browser. Because me and my brother used to play a lot of Modern Warfare 2 and Counter-Strike Source and whatnot. And we felt like there just had to be something similar to that, but that you can just play easily in the browser where you don't have to set up LAN lobbies and things like that. So it's more of a passion project than a boredom project because it was meant to be something that me and Vince can just play on a weekend without having to set up all these complicated lobbies. And then we decided, well, originally it was meant to be just snipers only, where you quickscope each other and you get points and you do backflips and stuff like that. But then we're like, why don't we experiment with it and add different types of guns and whatnot? And then it kind of turned into a class-based shooter. So, but yeah, I had no idea it'd be popular. I mean, that's never really the way you go into these things. When I made Moo, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It was kind of just a fun thing to learn how to code more and how to do multiplayer. And then over time, these things kind of just grow naturally. And yeah, here we are.
And the next question comes from Mr. Feed, and Mr. Feed asks, what were your thoughts on the Krunker magazine?
Yeah, I remember seeing it on the subreddit actually. It was really cool at the time. I don't think they're doing it anymore, which is a shame. I would love to do something somewhat official where we have like a weekly update magazine that we put out where people can read a few pages. We take, some of the best suggestions from the Discord, some of the best memes from the different subreddits. But I really liked it at the time.
And Silent Coder goes straight to the point in question 6 and asks, when Krunker replay system?
That's a good question. We did have theater mode a while back, like a year or two ago, I think, and I took it out. It was a bit of a mess, but it's super difficult to do because you have to track all the movements, store them, and then play those back and kind of store it in a way that it's like efficient. so you're not sending huge files through the network. But it's something I really, really want to do, but it's just not on the radar right now. It's not realistic because it's a lot of work. But I'll bring it up to the team and see what the guys think, if anyone can think of some sort of hacky solution to get at least a basic version of it out. Because the theater mode in Black Ops was really cool to play around with, so I think it'd be nice to have something like that in Krunker, but I wouldn't pretend to know when. It's just, yeah, I'll mention it to the team and we can have a chat about it.
For question 7, Rocky Brew YT asks, will we ever get to change the sky color through the game instead of using mods or clients?
So there's been a couple of issues with that where people are basically using certain hooks that are also used in some of the cheats to make this work. So I think adding this as a setting in the game would actually help mitigate that. So yeah, I'll put it on the list of things to do.
And the next question comes in from Fluid Entrepreneur 309, and that is, have you ever gotten embarrassed from something that you've added to the game?
So I can't think of one specific feature where I would say I'm embarrassed. I mean, it's always tricky because you're putting stuff out and then millions of people get to see it. But one thing that does come to mind is our approach to ranked and esports so far. I mean, face it, the implementation wasn't exactly perfect. And I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed by it, but it's obviously not something we're 100% proud of. And obviously the way we've done some of the tournaments in the past, we've tried many different ways to run these tournaments. We've worked with different people, and I think that's one of the things where we just haven't quite hit the mark, and I'm not very proud of it at all, to be honest, and I think we can do a lot better. It is also difficult for us, like communicating with the right people, the comp community and stuff like that, to try to make this work. So I think that's definitely one of the areas where I'm not super happy with myself and how we've kind of worked on it.
And next question comes from Speznaz, and that is, will limited item shops ever come back?
So not in the way that we used to have them. We're not going to bring them back. The reason we used to have them was to help combat KR inflation, but they never really helped with that at all. So the plan would be to bring back some kind of limited item shop where certain items are available only for a certain time, and you can probably purchase them through KR or real currency. But I wouldn't say this is like a short-term thing. We do plan on revamping the black market, so there might be some limited time items in there.
Lots of Free Time is asking the next question, and that question is, how soon is soonTM?
I don't really know. I don't even know where the whole soonTM thing started, to be honest. I think it's from like Vertex days, or it started super, super long ago, but I have no idea. I've stopped saying it now too, because I know people they just don't know exactly what it means. But when it comes to the stuff that I've mentioned in the other Q&As so far, we're looking at least Q1, Q2 of this year. That's what we're aiming for with a lot of these features and changes. But as far as the soonTM thing is concerned, that's more of a cop-out. When I didn't know exactly what date something was going to be, I would just say soonTM and then kind of, I don't know, to dodge the question, I guess.
I know, we're all sad, but don't worry, we'll be back next week. But that concludes our third official weekly Q&A video. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember, if you have a question that you'd been dying to ask Sidney or the team, be sure to post it on the Twitter with the hashtag KrunkerQA. Well, everyone, my name is Poison, and I'll see you in next week's Q&A.